Ah, yes. Welcome inside our CBS Sports Studios. I'm Adam Schein, alongside the greats, Kyle Long. And Kyle, you're greats. You know who's arguably better? The Houston Texans. All this team does is find a way to win. And look, we've worked together long enough. You know that I am D'Amico Ryans obsessed. You want to talk about a coach's coach, and when he played, he was such a ferocious, intelligent, hard-hitting linebacker, phenomenal former defensive coordinator in San Francisco. He has come into Houston, the place where he starred as a player, and just changed the entire culture. They started the season 0-3, and they lost to three good teams. You look at the Rams, the Bucs, and the Jacksonville Jaguars. They have been on a heater ever since. They play, listen to my word choice, championship-level defense.
Oh, yeah.
They just smacked around Justin Herbert's and the L.A. Chargers. No team in the AFC is going to want to face my guy, D'Amico Ryans, and his defense in the postseason.
Absolutely. And I think every team has an identity, right? You can have a bad identity. You can have a good identity. You can have an offensive identity, running the football, throwing the football. The identity of the Houston Texans is to suffocate offenses, make the life of a quarterback hell, make the life of an offensive lineman anxiety-ridden. And that's what they do. I mean, offensive tackles, they can't sleep the night before these games against the Houston Texans. You've got fire-breathing dragons out of the defensive end spot that are coming to raid your castle every single week. And the castle is the pocket. It doesn't matter who is in the pocket. It's like a wave hitting the beach. These edge rushers are going to get home. I really think that's what makes the D'Amico team stand out to me. It's those guys on the edge. But then you pair it with the guys on the back end who have made plays for a handful of years in D'Amico Ryans' defense. So you got that identity. You've got a who are we? And that's the defense. And what else do you have? You've got a young quarterback who has shown us at times that he is elite when he's protected, when there's a game plan in place. And they've done it all season long quietly. They lose their first 3 games, and then they've just been streaking ever since. 8 straight wins. I think it's the longest win streak in the National Football League. It's the longest win streak for the Houston Texans. And when I look at the last couple seasons with D'Amico Ryans and C.J. Stroud, 3rd straight playoff appearance. It's the longest streak in team history. This is what you come to expect when you have that championship-level defense. When you've got a quarterback who's not going to blink, regardless of what you throw in front of him. The ball's going to be out. It's going to be out on time. Your guys can make plays with the ball in their hands. But those two things in conjunction with one another, that's scary.
Yeah, and when I look at D'Amico and I say he's a stud and he's a star, and you look at the defense and you talk about it, especially from an offensive lineman perspective, every single level. Will Anderson is a superstar. Hunter's great. Stingley is an absolute horse in the defensive backfield. I mean, all he does is find a way to make plays. He's special. Linebackers are terrific. They can win anywhere. Look, they could beat any team in the AFC. All these teams in the AFC, you know that I favor the Bills. The Broncos are unbelievable. The Patriots are terrific. We could talk about whoever wins the AFC North. Jacksonville, right? And there's still a scenario where Houston could find a way to win the division. Every team in the AFC shakes if they have to face the Houston Texans because that's the kind of defense. Yeah, sometimes we always say an offense gets hot. This defense gets hot. There's a domino effect. When they get the ball rolling, they are supremely confident. Kyle, I still love C.J. Stroud. I still trust him. I think Nico Collins is an absolute star. If he played for the Dallas Cowboys as opposed to the Texans, wouldn't even have to fight people on that. You know, Woody Marks is solid. I don't love the line. I don't love the play selection. But there's an element of trust when it comes to Stroud and Collins and this coach. And there's a real shot. We need to have this conversation. The Houston Texans, they're not going to be my pick. It's going to be Josh Allen. There are more well-rounded teams. We could argue Denver. We could argue New England. Houston's upside is to go to the Super Bowl and win a championship this year.
Absolutely. And when I talk about this defense, it makes me think of some of the offenses we've discussed, and quarterbacks in particular. There's quarterbacks you can win with, and there's quarterbacks you can win because of. And that defense is a unit that you can win because of. If C.J. Stroud can just hold up his end of the bargain, if Woody Marks can stay ahead of the chains, as they've done, this team will be a difficult out. And add to the fact that they have a real matchup nightmare out there at the receiver position, Nico Collins. I mean, if you haven't really watched this Houston Texans team, Nico Collins is a physical mismatch. No matter who they play, no matter who's rushing C.J. Stroud, I got money on my guy Nico Collins winning at the point of attack.
And by the way, when I say championship team, before anyone says, well, Adam, you're crazy, they have 5 losses this year. All are one-score games. Like, they are that great of a team and an organization. They went into Arrowhead. I picked them to win that game. So when the Chiefs were still the Chiefs, right? And they won that game. They beat Jacksonville and come from behind fashion. They won 3 games with Davis Mills. Like, that shows the inner fortitude of this team, the toughness of this team. They spanked Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. That was a house of horrors for Josh in that game. I firmly believe they're going to be a difficult matchup for anyone. And look, I don't think that you're going to see, ultimately, when it's all said and done, the Tennessee Titans beat Jacksonville in Week 18. So I think the Jags will end up winning the division. If you're the Texans, sometimes home field matters. Not for this team. No. I think it's almost better that they get on the road and exert their will and shut down another team's stadium, go on the road and win playoff games.
I have played against teams in the past in the playoffs that have a dominant defense, and I've hosted those teams. There's nothing more demoralizing than breaking the huddle in a silent stadium where everybody's got your jersey on and it's all hunky-dory, and then the ball's snapped and you are hit in the face by a force that is just something you can't even comprehend. For me, that was the Philadelphia Eagles in that double doink game. That's the type of game that the Houston Texans will put opposing teams in regardless of where they play at them.
But that's also a great example, right? Even, not to bring up that memory for you, but the Eagles get hot. You have the ability. If you get out of that first round, if you're a team like Houston.
Big Mo.
It starts rolling down the tracks and you get hot. I'm telling you here, these Houston Texans under our guy, DeMeco Ryans.
Don't let them get hot.
Buckle up, Buttercup.